everybody, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're doing the full moon reading. It's just after midnight and it's the full moon, May 18th. We're going to start off with Aries right away. I'm going to get right into it. Get your animal spirit for the full moon. Full moon is time of harvest, right? So all of the seeds that you planted at the new moon, all of the the new beginnings that started in the new moon, inspiration that you may have acted upon, you should start to see rewards coming in on the harvest, which is the full moon, right? Full moon, you start to see what's come out of the seeds that you've sown. So let's see what your energy is for the full moon, my lovely Aries. Today, May 8th. That's the full moon. Animal spirit for Aries. It's time of reaping rewards. Taking the next step on your vision. Show me. Alright, my lovely Aries. Your card for the full moon, animal spirit, is the bee. Interestingly enough, that came out the other day for one of my daily readings for the element of fire. At the bottom of the deck, you also have the firefly element, right? So that's the element of air. This is also the element of air. So firefly talks about inspiration, right? Quick inspiration, you know, that spark. It's short-lived, but it's extremely bright, right? So you're feeling very, very inspired right now at this time during the harvest, during the full moon. You're feeling very visionary, right? Could be feeling very artistic as well. Could be thinking about new projects, but very creative. And you're busy this full moon. Okay, Aries, you're very busy. You're feeling very sociable, right? The bee is all about being social in their environment. They work singularly. The bee is a solitary creature when it works, but it's part of a hive. It's very, very social, kind of Libran energy, all right? Renewal as well. You see the colors green and yellow is the color of renewal, right? The color of growth, you know, fertile ground for growth, nature, right? Because the bee goes from flower to flower, pollinates. So you're feeling very busy, okay? And you're feeling like you're ready to give birth to new visions, new projects, definitely. So let's get into the Deviant Moon deck for the reading. Here we go for Aries, full moon, May 18th. What's going on for Aries this full moon period? May 18th. In the sign of Taurus right now. Oh, flipper, 8 of Cups. Walking away from shallow relationships, ready to move on to deeper relationships, huh, Aries? You've had enough. Let's see what's going on for full moon period for Aries. All right, now I'm going to start with my lunar pattern spread. All right. I'll put this one over here. At the bottom of the deck, the Tower. All right, so you're having a real wake-up moment, right? You're having a realization this month. I think you're coming to some realizations about things that you held to be true all this time. Perhaps some beliefs that you had relied on, you're realizing that you could be wrong, right? Right? It's big change, right? A big reevaluation for you, Aries, this full moon period. quite shocking as well. Talking about Six of Cups, this is all about your love, right? You're in love. Talking about wanting to be in a relationship. Are you searching for that right now, Aries, or not? Or have you come across that? Right? Six of Cups definitely talks about past life relationships. It's definitely on your mind. Relationships are on your mind, and Queen of Cups coming in as well. So that energy of wanting to be in a relationship, wanting to show love, wanting to give love. Perhaps there's someone who's coming towards you who wants to give you love. Are you ready? There's someone, this is definitely a love reading for you this August. This full moon for May. It's definitely a love reading with this Eight of Cups. This energy is you, I think, being sick of the shallow relationships you've been having up until now. The Tower, you're having a big change, and it's all around home life. You know, that kind of relationship that leads to marriage, long-term commitment. And someone is either coming forward towards you, or you're ready to go towards someone else. At the bottom, you have Queen of Swords, so that's talking about having that conversation. You really feel like you need to have a conversation with somebody about this. And Page of Swords coming in as well, right? So somebody wants to come forward with something small, right? Even though there's a serious conversation that you feel like you need to have, it's going to start off small. Perhaps you guys are just going to, you may not be talking now, so you're just going to perhaps start talking again. Right, someone who has something to do with this love energy for you. You've come out of a period of perhaps some three-party energy in your relationships. Somebody's been like playing, you know what I mean? The player. Somebody's been the player in the most recent past, and I think that that's led to some miscommunication, which you feel like really needs to happen now. The conversations need to happen. The clarity needs to come in, and the honesty, right? Yeah, this is about a relationship that changed. Something happened somewhere along the line. The Tower. I mean, there was a period where you thought you were feeling good, right? Everything was going your way. But now the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is turning. So your opportunity is coming to have this little conversation. Your opportunity is coming. Are you going to take the opportunity? Right? The Wheel of Fortune always talks about opportunities that come our way. It also talks about whether or not you're going to take those opportunities, right? At the top, you have the Devil, so that's temptation, right? So you're so tempted. Right now, there's somebody who's really turning you on. The Devil also talks about carnal lust, right? Passion, right? So at the top of it, they're on your conscious level, right? In the front of your mind, there's definitely some lust for this person, right? It could be that you feel like this person has control over you in a way, and you don't like that. It could be that you're so attracted. Aries can get very lustful after people. It could be that you're so lustful for this person, and you don't like the fact that they have this control over you, right? You wanted to play the field, but this person has this control over you, and you just can't stop lusting after them. You know you need to talk to them. Queen of Wands, I think the person you're dealing with as well, this could be the person that you're after, or this could be you as well. You could be feeling very powerful right now, or it could be the person that you're after is exhibiting Queen of Wands energy. Doesn't have to be a female, it could be a male. Queen of Wands is just that kind of energy. It's water aspect of fire. So it's somebody who's very passionate but also very emotional. You could be in love with somebody who's very, this person, right? You find them quite formidable, Aries, right? You find them quite formidable because this is fire as well. Could be a fellow fire sign or somebody who exhibits that kind of fire energy. You also kind of feel like, because I love this spread because of all the different connections, I think you also feel like this is a once-in-a-lifetime connection with this person. The Wheel of Fortune is here and Queen of Wands. You feel like you realize you're not going to meet a person like this again. And you need to make a decision. You definitely feel like you need to make a decision. But you need to have this conversation in order to make the decision. And there it is, the Death card. Something's really going to change. The Death and the Tower, they go hand in hand. So there's a death happening of you. This is like a big deal for you. I think that you felt, oh, look at this Temperance at the bottom. Could be dealing with a Sagittarius. This is the actual card for Sagittarius. I feel like, Aries, this person, right, has really changed the way you're looking at life and the way you're looking at relationships. I feel like, Aries, you felt like you've always had a certain handle on relationships, but this person's got you all flipped around. You're getting, you know, and it's an inspiration as well. You do feel inspired. Remember Firefly and Bee, and you're feeling kind of like, Bee energy is also about wanting to be in a relationship and move forward, progress, right? Progress forward, right? In relationships. But I feel like as well here, the core thing is that you want that family. I think you're coming to a point perhaps in your life where you want that relationship with somebody that's stable. And I think you've been playing the field. This is resonating with a particular Aries who's been playing the field for a while. And now their opportunity is coming in for some love. And I think that perhaps, you know, you've been dealing with somebody you've known. Somewhere along the line, something happened with this person. Some communication broke down, but you want that communication back desperately. And you can't stop thinking about them. You just absolutely can't stop thinking about them. We're going to get some clarity with the Thoth Deck. You definitely feel like you have to make a choice, right? The decision is here. You've come from a period where you were happy to kind of entertain, right, and keep relationships light and shallow, right? Three of Cups can also be honeymoon, but it's not here. Here's talking about just like, you know, just not taking relationships very serious. And I feel like now you're realizing, especially with this death and tower moment, you're realizing that if you want a real relationship, a serious relationship, you have to take it serious. And I feel like you're wrestling with yourself on how to go forward. How do you go forward? How do you mend these bridges? How do you come back? You want to give a cup of love to somebody, or somebody's trying to give it to you, but you have to, it feels like the relationship that you might have had with that person before has to die, or had to die, in order for you to realize and come back to it, right? What you want with this person is so much more than what you thought you wanted with this person, I think. It's a lot of love, right? So Six of Cups in the center and Queen of Cups is a lot of love at the very center, but it seems like this relationship, or this love relationship, has really had an impact on you karmically. Like, it's had an impact on how you see yourself in your life. You know, it's really made a change, whereas before you've kind of stuck to your same old ways. This time, this person has really got your head twisted around, and you're thinking on things a lot differently, right? You're thinking about relationships differently, and perhaps your role, the role you play in the relationships. You know you need to have a conversation. Give me some clarity on this reading, how Aries can go forward. Give me some clarity on this full moon. Oh, here we go. 3 cards popped over. Interesting. So again, 2 of Swords came out. And Ace of Swords, Princess of Wands. So 2 of Swords is to clarify. You definitely have to have a decision to make. And then you've got these 2 coming out as well. Ace of Swords, you realize, you know, in order to go forward, you realize that, you know, you've got that inspiration now. You realize you know what to do. You know how to get victory, and you have to also, Princess of Wands talks about overcoming, like, pride and vanity and things like that, you know, your base or more ego emotions. I think you realize you have to swallow your pride, or somebody's realizing they have to swallow their pride. They've come to the understanding that if they want this, they have to swallow their pride. Give me clarity on the rest of this read, please, for Aries, full moon. clarity on Aries full moon. Give me clarity on Aries full moon. Reading for this love. That was interesting that those came out. Get some clarity on this. Yeah, there was interference. You felt out of control. And what was really good kind of turned sour. You felt very oppressed. The death card over the devil. Devil came out again. Look at that. Interesting. Alright, and the moon over, right. And here we go. Queen of Wands. I don't read reversals on the Thoth deck. Okay, so interestingly enough, these are the clarifiers, right? So definitely, like I said, down here, you're realizing, right? Take no prisoners. You have to have that honest conversation. Yes, something happened. There was an interference in a relationship, right? There was an interference in communication. It could have been from outside forces. Could have been gossip. You guys could have succumbed to haters who might have, you know, done like little devious things to get you guys, to get you and the person you know, your partner, the person that's your love interest, you know, to get you guys arguing, to get you guys confused. There was definitely a lot of interference. 8 of Swords. It was really like, and it really impacted you. You felt really out of control. I feel like you pulled away because this is the Magician out of control. So you pulled away. You went on your merry way. You decided, okay, well, that's it. I'm not speaking to you anymore. That Page of Swords stopped. You know, you were real much, you know, I feel like you or your partner became very immature, right, as a result of this interference, and you no longer wanted to communicate, and it really screwed up the relationship. Here's the budge, right? It was like too much of a good thing, and one of you just pulled away and turned everything sour. And then there's that oppression, right, came in, right? Here's the Wheel of Fortune. All those times, you know, you probably had a lot of opportunities to fix it, but you didn't want to fix it. 10 of Wands. You know, you didn't have the energy. You didn't have the passion to fix it. You know, you didn't know what to say. You know, 10 of Wands is very kind of like Saturn and Sagittarius. It's like, are you able to move? You weren't sure if you were able to move forward. Just real stuck energy. You know, when, you know, you kind of needed, you know, that boost, but I don't think you had it, right? And then there was this the death along with the devil, right? So there's kind of a death that happened as a result. Like I said, there was a big change in you. I think that you didn't realize how deeply you were going to feel for this person once you stopped talking to them. Once everything changed, I think you felt like, you know, you were going to be fine and you were going to just move on. And then you realized that you weren't. You realized you couldn't stop thinking about this person. Here comes the devil as well as clarification. So we have the devil that came up twice on this reading. And we have death card that came up twice on this reading. This is death and death. So huge changes for you. Made a big, you know, there's a big difference. And you're realizing that, you know. And devil again on top of this Queen of Wands. So definitely this fiery energy from this person has got you really, really turned on. You know, you're really turned on by this person, or this person could be very turned on by you, vice versa. If you Aries male, Aries female, whichever way it goes, right? Male, female, would have same-sex relationships as well. It's about the energy, right? And you both are extremely turned on by each other, and it's the fieriness of it all. I think part of it makes you feel like out of control. And there's been the moon as well, and this is where down here we have 2 of Swords coming out for each other as a clarifier as well. So there's definitely a decision to be made, but you have the moon on top of it. And I think up until now you haven't had all of the information. I think that you've been in the dark about a lot of things. Either you or your love interest have been, you know, have had mistaken information about what's been going on. That's as a result of this interference. We've come full circle to this interference, and that's the moon, you know, pulling the veil over your eyes. You know, and you just weren't able to see correctly what was really going on. And over the death card, you have Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, you know, she's kind of been through the flames, been through the fire. She's transformed, right? She's there to kind of help others learn how to transform themselves as well. So there's a lot of like learning going on here as part of this death card. There's kind of a rebirth, a realization, a retuning of your passions, right? You're realizing that, you know, perhaps you're maturing in your passions, understanding that it takes more than just than just what you had before, than your attitudes towards love and relationship. I think this is definitely a reading for those Aries out there who've been playing. You know, you've been the player, you've been single, or you've been, you know, very nonchalant with your relationships, and just recently you've come across somebody who's just got you so twisted in terms of you're so attracted to that person, you're so into that person, and things didn't go the way you expected them to go, and you're realizing now that you really care for them, and that everything that you will have to completely change. Not totally change who you are, but you have to change your approach to relationships if you want this relationship. You know, this is a serious relationship, and if you feel like you can't really get away from this person, you can't stop thinking about them, you realize you have to do something because you can't move on without them. All right, so this is a love reading in terms of the full moon for you, Aries. All right, let's pull a romance angel card just to see what they have to say, since this is in my opinion, definitely a reading about love. If it wasn't, I would pull maybe another oracle, but we're going to pull romance angels and see what they say about the situation. It's quite interesting, though. I mean, the situation, you know, if you do change and do what's necessary, you can have this love, because this person is in love with you too. This is not a one-sided thing. They're very much in love with you. It's, you know, the devil cards come up on both sides. So devil being a lot of times as well like just pure lust and pure sexual like attraction, carnal energy. Temptation as well, but a lot of, you know, in this reading I feel like it's just that kind of pure sexual tension. You know, and it's both of you you know, both of you are crazy about each other, you know, physically very attracted. So what do the romance angels have to say for our lovely Aries for this full moon reading for May 18th? Show me. Show me. You have to make the effort. Exactly. And let go of control issues. Finances and career at the bottom. Make the effort and let go of control issues. So this is it. Perhaps that's what you need to learn. You need to make the effort if you really love this person. This is a once-in-a-lifetime situation. Wheel of Fortune is turning, but it's Six of Cups. It's past life. You have had this person is good with you. I mean, you guys are good together, right? I hope you can see all the cards. So you can move this a little bit. You guys are really good together, right? So if you love this person, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. These are the steps you're guided to take. If you're tuning into this reading and this is your situation, these are the steps. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So part of this, I think, change is that you realize you just can't always control the situation, Aries. Sometimes you have to go with it, and sometimes you have to be vulnerable as well. All right, but this is something that if this is something you really, really want, you can have it. All right, you can definitely have it. All right, this person cares for you very, very much. And I think they're definitely as attracted to you as you're attracted to them. But again, you know, you may need to make some changes in order to overcome this interference that happened early on in your relationship, probably in the last few months or so, okay? So this is the full moon reading for Aries, guys. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check out my new moon readings. And for now, I love all you Aries. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.